2 years ago, a language model was enough to print money. Today, the novelty has worn off, and that gold rush has collapsed into dust. Traditional startups face a steep 90% failure rate, but generative AI projects fail at an even higher 95%. Look closer at those startup failures, and you see a 42% collapse for one specific reason: there is no market need. This explains why so many freelancers and side hustlers are staring at blinking cursors. They generate endless content and build custom bots, yet struggle to find a single paying client. The same sequence happens in the B2B space. You pitch a business owner on a highly efficient automation workflow. They nod, they smile, they tell you it sounds interesting, and then they ghost you. We must ask the diagnostic question: do these projects fail because the underlying technology is broken, or because operators force a product into a market that doesn't actually want it? The operators surviving this market correction have stopped selling AI. They treat the technology entirely as an invisible back-end production layer that helps them deliver a finished result faster. In 2026, companies pay for tangible business relief. The economy only rewards operators who fix existing problems, zeroing out the value of technological novelty. When a beginner gets a clean output from an AI tool, it feels like magic. This creates a severe cognitive bias known as the Dunning-Kruger effect, where people with low ability in a specific area give overly positive assessments of their skills. Because they lack the expertise to tell the difference between mediocre output and an excellent one, they suffer from a metacognitive blind spot. They trust raw generation without realizing it requires heavy human oversight. Long before modern psychology mapped this out, Charles Darwin observed the exact same phenomenon, noting that ignorance more frequently begets confidence than does knowledge. That same blind hubris drives today's digital economy. An amateur can prompt a language model to write code or generate marketing copy and immediately assume they are ready to launch a software company. This leads to months of wasted time engineering complex, unvalidated products. That time belongs to the boring work of talking to customers and validating painful market problems. Low performers try to sell raw, unedited AI output directly to clients. High performers use the tool to create a rough first draft, then heavily edit and curate it using their own domain expertise. Because the barrier to entry for generating text or code is near zero, the market is completely flooded with these low-quality automated solutions. When an unvalidated product fails, the machine learning model is working exactly as designed. The failure belongs entirely to the operator who bypassed true market demand. This disconnect is obvious when an eager consultant walks into a traditional business and pitches them on installing an autonomous agent to handle their customer service. The business owner will nod enthusiastically during meetings. They will say it looks very cool, and then they will never return your emails. This chart explains exactly why you got ghosted. The consultant and the buyer run completely different equations: hype math versus risk math. The seller side relies on buzzwords, pitching total automation, autonomous agents, and the power of generative AI. Meanwhile, the buyer calculates the downside. They look at the complexity of implementation. They worry about existing handoffs breaking. They see bloated payroll and a heavy training burden. To an established business that already has revenue flowing, a new, unproven AI tool does not sound like growth. It sounds like a liability. They do not wake up wanting AI. They wake up wanting fewer headaches. They want to fix leaky pipelines, catch missed website leads, and stop manually retyping data. If you pitch a guaranteed fix to one of those specific mundane problems and just happen to use AI on your end to deliver it quickly, you bypass their internal risk checklist entirely. Sacrificing the exciting tech pitch in favor of a boring, practical fix is the mandatory trade-off if you actually want to close enterprise deals. Even if a client agrees to work with you, deploying complex, autonomous software to solve a simple workflow is the fastest way to ruin the relationship. This chart maps the 4 stages of AI deployment: chat, prompt, project, and agent, plotting their level of autonomy against the operational risk they introduce. The lowest tiers, simple chats and structured prompts, sit neatly in the low-risk zone. These are strict human-in-the-loop tools. They are safe, highly effective for immediate tasks, and require constant oversight. Moving up, we reach the project tier. This is the ideal zone for repeatable tasks that require a predictable outcome every time. It offers high efficiency while maintaining total transparency and control over the steps. Finally, the agent tier sits in the top right corner. This involves fully autonomous workflows, where the system makes dynamic decisions and uses external tools without you babysitting it. It offers peak capability, but carries peak operational risk. The most common technical error is jumping straight to building complex agents when a basic prompt or project solves the client's problem perfectly. Scaling technical infrastructure before the foundational workflows are rock solid is fatal. 74% of high-growth startups fail specifically due to premature scaling. Choosing the absolute simplest AI tool that gets the job done keeps your operations stable. It minimizes the chance of the system breaking, preventing catastrophic client churn. AI is an engine for back-end efficiency. It functions as a production layer. It fails when operators try to box it up and sell it as a standalone product. This 2026 AI execution path maps risk to the correct model. Beginners follow the low-risk branch for freelance or digital templates. Agencies take the medium-risk branch, using projects for client bottlenecks. Founders push into the high-risk branch, deploying autonomous agents at scale. If you sit in that beginner tier, the tool is only there for speed. The actual value comes entirely from your manual human judgment and your ability to curate the final output. Operating in the B2B tier means you stop selling software access. Instead, you take complete ownership of a guaranteed financial outcome, like reducing payroll hours or increasing lead conversion. If you choose the founder tier, you face an immense failure rate. Statistically, your only reliable defense against your own blind spots is securing experienced mentorship. Every step up that ladder forces a trade-off. You exchange the safety of a validated, boring market need for the operational complexity of advanced technology. In the mature AI economy, raw technological capability is cheap. Clarity of purpose, validation of the market, and the reliability of your outcomes are what will actually get you paid.